Hello, hello, and welcome to episode 544 of Prog Review. And today I'm talking about Dreamland by Jennifer Maidman. Jennifer was very kind, sent me this for free. And also got a lovely postcard as well, which is very, very nice and very thoughtful. See, not everybody hates me. And now we do the review. Jennifer Maidman, who? Well, this is somebody who, I mean, I'm a great admirer of for work through Penguin Cafe Orchestra. I was a member of the latter part, I think it's fair to say, latter part of that group. Worked with all manner of people. My goodness, started with Mark Bolan. I love to boogie. And Shakespeare's Sister, Boy George, Ian Jury, you name it. Robert Wyatt, again, who's on this, do a cover. So you can see the prog credentials. Can we do it like that? This is kind of a concept album. It would be if it wasn't such a big and large meal, which is one of my criticisms of it, because it's how long is it? How long is it? That's what they all like to know. This is 1 hour 17 minutes. It would have been a double. It would have been a double album. It would have been a double album back in the day. And this is very much a labour of love. It's a very personal record, but there's a lot of it. And you know me, I'm a bit of a short attention. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, this record. This is by Jennifer Maidman. It's just Dreamland. But yeah, so I've got a bit of a short attention span sometimes. So it was a bit of a long meal. That's why it's taken me a long time to do this review, because there's a lot to digest. It's a very deep album. In some places, got me. I'm not ashamed to say it. Like I say, very personal. In certain places, it's kind of jazz funk infused. It's lots of dirty trombone on it. Am I allowed to say tromboner? Am I? Are we allowed to say tromboner on YouTube? I don't know, but I've just said it. There's lots of dirty trombone on it, especially on The Magic Voice, which is the rudest trombone sound I've ever heard. So yeah, it's a very personal record. Again, one has to be very careful when talking about certain subjects, in case you're labelled a certain way, and I'm going to skirt around it. But if you know about Jennifer Maidman, you know this is somebody who's transitioned, and so that is something that is alluded to and talked about on the record. And again, I find that very interesting. You know, somebody who's, I've always known I'm an arsehole. I've always felt this way. I've never felt like I'm not someone else. So I'm comfortable with being who I am. I would never want to be born someone who's not comfortable with who they are, if you know what I mean. So to hear some of the songs and some of the lyrics, sung, you know, and spoken, because there's some spoken bits as well. You know, it's very, you know, it's an interesting record. Because again, I don't know many people have made albums along these lines, touching on these subjects, you know, so it's a thing. And again, the musicianship on this is all top notch. I mean, there's so many great people on here. You know, you've got a lot of the old Penguin Cafe Orchestra people on here, as well as I think you got David Torn. You might have heard of him. Prog credentials. Jerry Marotta, even more prog credentials. So yeah, it's a very fine record, but my main criticism is some of the songs do go on a bit. This is where I say that sometimes the role of the producer is very important, and I think again, when you're working on your own and you know you're doing your own thing, you can tend to just get stuck in a groove. And there's a lot of stuff here that it's very groovy, but sometimes, you know, for the listener, for me, with my very short attention span, I did tend to drift off. So I think some of the songs could be cut down slightly. I think some of them could be jettisoned if there was. Oh God! Again, I hate talking like, because it's, you know, it's a labour of love. But there's a really good record in here. No, it's not. It's a bad record. It's just it's not the record I'd sit down and listen to in one go. I have to kind of put it on and come back to it, sort of thing, because of its length. So yeah, Outside, fantastic track. Love that. The Letting Go. Oh, Caroline, cover version from Mr. White himself. And again, her voice is very suited to those tracks. The more genteel, personal, emotional stuff works for me, but the more upbeat songs, I didn't think, maybe a guest vocalist. Again, I hate saying this, but this is, what I'm like. I can't stop myself. I'm doing a review. Oh dear. I hate it. Especially when the artiste knows of me. I really hate talking about this stuff. But that's not to say it's a bad record. It's a good record. I liked it, and there's lots of good stuff. Open the Door, Land of Dreams, and of course the very earthy, fecund, the Magic Voice. And of course, at the end, the very, very end, she leaves the best till last. She feeds me the soul music I require. The music that feeds my soul indeed is Crow Dance, which is, again, it's a tribute to Simon Jeffs, and it's just, I think it's magical. It's brilliant. It's it's takes you back. And so it's a remarkable little track there at the end. It certainly is my favourite part of the record. It's a nice little tribute. Is Crow Dance, and again, I think you can hear the Penguin musical DNA held within. It's a again, my main problem with it is the length of the album. It's not, it's not something I'm necessarily going to sit down and listen to in one sitting. I'm going to have to go back to. So I tend to like, I'm old-fashioned. I tend to like records that, are over in one sitting that grab me. But saying that, the musicianship and the songs are all very, they're top class. So you can't complain. So, and then again, there's a variety of there's a variety of style of music on there as well. So, and again, even if you're a Robert Wyatt fan, if you move in those spheres, that's another plus point. That's another bonus point to give it. Really, I think she got enough material for 3 solo albums. I think she should have been greedy, gone for 3, gone for the hat trick. That's what I would have done. But yeah, no, it's definitely an interesting record to listen to. Definitely worth picking up, especially if you are a fan of Jennifer Maidman, especially if you're a fan of the Penguins or David Sylvian or Robert Wyatt, those people. If you enjoy those people, and you may have heard her work with those people in the past, then give it a listen. Go give it a listen. I think you will find it an interesting journey, because it is an interesting journey. There's a lot in here. Too much. I've always got to complain about something. But no, this is the, again, I feel like I'm repeating myself, because there was a cut in the video where I went off and I've forgotten what I've said in the first part of the video. So if I'm repeating myself, it's not that it's an early onset Alzheimer's. I've offended all my older viewers who have forgot where they've left their keys, but it's not that. But no, it's it's this thing modern time now, because recording equipment and recording's so easy to do. The role of the producer's lost, and I think again producers are important to rein projects in, make songs a bit more palatable. They know when to say, hey, maybe we should do it this way. Again, arrangement, that kind of thing. And I think in some cases, self-producing results in a work that can be rather self-indulgent. You see that with a lot of musicians. I'm just saying that, all right? I'm just saying that. Just putting that out there. And so for that reason, and that reason alone, I'm going to give this one 4 crow dances. It's obviously 4 crow dances out of 5. I think it's good fun. There's a point knocked on because it's too bloody long. All right? Too bloody long. Everyone else might like a long one. I don't. I like it short and sweet. The jokes. I'm not gonna go there. No reference to the missus. Anyway, about it being short and sweet. 30 years, it's been nearly 30 years together. So I've been talking about Jennifer Maidman's Dreamland, her debut. That means first solo album. Hopefully there's many more, and hopefully the orchestra that fell to earth, or the conspiracy of dreamers, or the anteaters, or whoever, come back together again to make more wonderful, magical music. And with that, I want to say thank you, if Jennifer watches this, for the CD and the lovely postcard. Thank you. I shall put these in the collection, and I'll bid you farewell. There's only one more thing to say, and that is prog on.